Welcome back to the show, guys. We are here for another episode at the Bettors Edge. We have Sunday's card of action in the NFL, the divisional round of the playoffs. We're getting it started with the first game. We have the Houston Texans on the road against the New England Patriots. Right now, this line is sitting at Patriots as 3-point home favorites. We talked about it a ton in the preview show. This game is going to come down to the defensive lines and the pressure that both defenses are able to get on the opposing offense. We know what this Houston Texans front has to offer. We have Will Anderson on one side. We have Danielle Hunter on the other side. Drake May was sacked 5 times last week, guys, by the Chargers' defensive front. This Houston Texans defense is all about generating pressure and creating turnovers. They're second in the NFL in turnover margin. This is a team that takes the football away. We saw it against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they hold on to the football on the offensive side, even though last week I know C.J. Stroud turned it over 3 times. But they're number 2 in the NFL in turnover margin. This defense created 2 touchdowns by itself last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think they're going to be able to score 14 points this week, but we know this defense is going to create turnovers, and they're going to create turnovers tomorrow. At the same time, this New England Patriots defense, not as stout as the Houston Texans, not as formidable as the Houston Texans, but at the same time, this defense is playing very well. They only gave up 3 points last week to the LA Chargers, and this is a team led by Mike Vrabel that we know is going to hang their hat on running the football and playing sound defensively. Ultimately, what this game is going to come down to, as we discussed in the preview show, which quarterback is going to take care of the football better, and which quarterback is going to produce enough against the opposition's stout defense to give us confidence to either cover the number or stay within the number. That's ultimately what we're talking about here, guys. That's when you're breaking down this matchup stylistically, all of these components between what they do well offensively, what they do well defensively, where the strengths and weaknesses are for both teams. At the end of the day, we have to make a decision on which quarterback is going to fare better against the opposition's defense. One major concern for sure, it would be remiss if I didn't mention this, is Nico Collins is not going to be playing tomorrow. That's a massive loss. Massive, absolutely massive loss for this Houston Texans offense. Collins is a great wide receiver, one of the best in the NFL. He's a big play threat. When he's on the field, he's always productive. This is a Houston Texans offense that didn't show a ton of confidence in their other receivers after Nico Williams went down last week. That's a major area of concern for this offense moving forward tomorrow afternoon. With all of that said, at the end of the day, when I look at this game, we have the more experienced quarterback in C.J. Stroud with the better defense on the Houston Texans side. I think this is going to be a very low-scoring affair. It's going to come down to which quarterback takes care of the ball better, which defense do we trust to make big plays more, and which quarterback do we trust to take care of that football and create plays when needed. When I analyze that and I have to make a decision based on those facts, give me the Houston Texans and C.J. Stroud +3. I think they have a great opportunity to win this game. I think Drake May is just a little bit too inexperienced going up against DeMeco Ryans' defense. And I think this Houston Texans defense does just enough to either cover the number or even potentially win this game outright and advance to the AFC Championship game. Give me, as I mentioned, the Houston Texans as a 3-star play to kick off NFL Sunday card on Sunday afternoon. Moving into the night card, guys. Probably going to be the most entertaining game of the divisional round of the playoffs, in my opinion. We have the LA Rams on the road against the Chicago Bears, with now the LA Rams laying 4.5 points. When I created the preview video, it was sitting at 3.5. It's now been bumped up to 4.5, and I'm not surprised. I see a lot of people right now discussing the weather factor. We know what the weather's going to be like in Chicago, guys. It's going to be 15, 16 degrees at kickoff. There's going to be snow flurries. Yes, this team is from LA. However, Matthew Stafford is 4-1 in games under 40 degrees. He's got a ton of experience playing in Chicago, obviously, because he had the majority of his career playing as a Detroit Lion. We have Devontae Adams, who played a majority of his career in Wisconsin with the Packers, used to the cold weather. And we have Kyron Williams, their running back, who's also accustomed to playing cold weather football. I don't think this home field advantage from a weather perspective is as significant as a lot of people are making it out to be. On top of all of that, we know what Matthew Stafford is good at. And what that is throwing the football. He's got as much arm talent as anybody in the entire NFL from a physical standpoint. He can throw it as well as anybody. So when you're talking about the elements and the weather conditions, you're talking about the wind, you're talking about the cold, usually that's going to affect quarterbacks with inferior arm talent. When you're talking about one of the best arms in the entire world, it doesn't necessarily apply the same way. With all of that said, guys, we talked about this in the preview show. This game ultimately is going to come down to which offense is going to be able to take advantage of the opposition's defense better and more often. Which offense can we trust to do so for 4 quarters? Sean McVay and Ben Johnson, to his credit, are 2 of the most brilliant offensive minds in the entire NFL. Who is Sean McVay's close buddy? Matt LaFleur. They're probably best friends as far as NFL head coaches are concerned. LaFleur has gone up against the Chicago Bears team 3 times this season. You best believe, and it was asked to McVay, and he basically confirmed it, that he's been in discussions with Matt LaFleur to get any kind of tips that he can get on how to beat this Chicago Bears team. And you can probably argue that maybe Matt LaFleur doesn't know all that well because his record against this Bears team is 1-2 this season. However, with all of that said, we've seen this LA Rams defense struggle. They struggled last week, they struggled the week before that, and they struggled the week before that. We talked about in the preview show, this defense just hasn't been up to it really for the better part of the last 6 weeks or so. I expect the Chicago Bears offense to have success. However, when I break down the strengths and weaknesses of both teams, I just think the advantage offensively that the Rams have against this Chicago Bears defense is going to be too much for this Bears team to overcome. We've seen in 3 meetings this season the Bears basically be shut out against the Green Bay Packers for 2, 3, sometimes even 3.5 quarters and still find a way to make headway in each one of those games and even win 2 of them. And in the 3rd game, they were picked off in the end zone with an attempt to tie the game on the last play in regulation. So where I'm going with this is this Bears offense, in my opinion, and we've been saying this all season, and it really hasn't come to fruition all that often, which is a credit to this Bears team. But this Bears offense is going to have to show up for more than just 1 or 2 quarters this weekend if they want to have a chance to win this game. They're not going to be able to be shut out or put up 3 points on the board by halftime and expect to be down 21-3 and make a comeback like they did last weekend against this Rams team. This Rams team, especially offensively, is going to continuously put points on the board. They're not going to be shut out in the second half the same way the Green Bay Packers were last weekend. So with all of that said, another 3-star play, my second favorite bet on the board for NFL wildcard weekend. Give me the LA Rams minus 4.5 on the road in Chicago to win this game semi-convincingly, to put the Bears to rest and to advance to the NFC Championship game. Guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll be back shortly with my picks and predictions for the NCAA football national championship game on Monday night between the Miami Hurricanes and the Indiana Hoosiers.